In this video, I am going to give my opinion in support of a voting system like the Electoral College because of the way it balances the voting rights of the stewards and also the voting rights of the greater population. So I will use a very simple illustration in order to convey my opinion. Let's say we have a continent called New Pangaea, and we have 4 settlers who came from a distant land, and they came upon this virgin land, this New Pangaea continent, and they found that this great land had four quadrants. One quadrant was filled with forests, the other quadrant mountains, the other quadrant desert, and the final quadrant plains, vast plains. And they decided, hey, we each are going to take control of one of these quadrants, and we will be stewards of that land. We will take care of it, we will nourish it, we will do our best with it to preserve it and its beauty. And every 5 years, we will come together and we will each cast a vote to say who will be the representative, or you could say the president of this land. So the 4 settlers departed their ways, and one became the steward of the forests, the other became the steward of the mountains, the other became the steward of the deserts, and the last one became the steward of the plains. As the years went by, the population increased in each of the quadrants. The forests increased, the mountains increased as well. The desert increased, but not as much as the mountains and the forest. But the quadrant of the plains, the stewards in that area, they increased the greatest in number, and in so much that there were more people there than all the rest of the quadrants combined. So when they came once again together to find a president or representative of New Pangaea, the people of the plains became disgruntled, saying, "Why does each quadrant have only one vote? For we are much greater in number than the other quadrants. Wouldn't it be wise that we have more votes?" But the people of the desert felt disgruntled as well, saying, "This suggestion is not good, for you are so great in number, people of the plains, that your votes would override all of our votes, because there are more people there than all of us combined." So this system, or this problem, illustrates some of the issues we find with, let's say, a system like direct democracy, where each person has one vote and that vote counts to the final election directly. So an area with greater number will have greater voting power, in so much that in this case the people of the plains, their votes would override all the other quadrants combined, because there simply is more, there are more people in that area than all the rest combined. But on the other hand, if we have a different voting system where, let's say, each quadrant has one vote, we could have something where you could say a tyranny of the minority, where the people the area where there are few people, like in the desert in this illustration, would have way too much voting power compared to an area like the plains. The people of the desert will have, too few people would have, or not too few people, but an area with so few people would have such powerful influence over an area so great in population. So a system like the electoral college avoids this tyranny of the minority, but also avoids a tyranny of the majority, where people of the plains would have more voting power than all the rest combined. So in a system like the electoral college, they put a baseline down, and we can look at the system and see what the baseline is for each state. And that baseline gives the areas of low population more voting power than they should have, while also giving more electoral votes to areas of high population, but not directly proportionate to their population, since that would be too much power and it could cause the tyranny of the majority. So that in essence is why I believe a system like the electoral college is a good voting system, and it is better than simply giving too much power to the stewards of the low population areas, while also avoiding giving too much power to the stewards of the areas of high population. Thank you very much for your time.